If you're into side-scrolling action games and you're looking for a different experience, you're going to want to check out SOS on the Super Nintendo. Remember, this isn't Sink or Swim on the Super Nintendo, but just SOS. You start off choosing one of 4 playable characters: Capri, Redwin, Jeff, or Luke, navigating through a cruise liner that is sinking away. Many of the ship members are either knocked out or left for dead. Developed by Human Software, otherwise known as the designers of Clock Tower, Super Soccer, and The Fireman, you'll notice a resemblance to the Clock Tower game more than any of the other games mentioned. The basic goal is to get out of the ship, and you only have an hour to do so. Along the way, you'll get hurt by fire or fall from a height, and if you do, you'll lose 5 minutes off the timer. If you run out of time before reaching the end of the ship, you'll have to start over again. Along the way, you'll meet tons of passengers and can choose to either help them survive or leave them stranded. The amount of passengers you save, or even the combination of passengers, will determine the ending you get. What's cool about SOS is each of the playable characters has their own backstory and set of characters that you can head out and search for. SOS is a game that I first saw someone speedrun, although most of the time they'll beat it in around 5 minutes by just dashing their way to the finish line, leaving every woman, child, or infant alone. The use of the Mode 7 is really unique as it puts you into the perspective that the floor is shifting. Similar to the stage in Super Castlevania 4, there are times where the floor will all of a sudden become the ceiling. Let me point out to you that the controls are very jank. You'll have to press awkward diagonal directions when this happens in order to climb as the ship rotates. Sometimes you'll end up falling if you're not in the right spot when the ship rotates and all of a sudden lose 5 minutes off the clock. What I found most fascinating about SOS is the way the mood of the game is played out. Everything is so dark and gloomy when making your way through the ship. The lights are out, there's fire everywhere, you have to jump into abandoned rooms, and the music throughout the game makes you feel that everyone on the damn boat is about to drown and die. The people you rescue have terrible AI. I was coaching this newly made widow to come find me by either pressing the L or R button. You have to be pretty close to them in order to call them, or else they'll just tell you that they can't hear you. Just to have her run around the other way, jump up and down a couple times, just to tell me that she's tired? Yeah, I then heard her scream when I left her to fend for herself. I hope she has insurance. You can press the B button to jump, either upwards like in Prince of Persia, or left or right in case you need to make it from one platform to another. Considering this runs on the Super Nintendo, SOS has some great graphics. The sprites are large, and check out the cutscene in the beginning where the Lady Crithania and the 2,300 passengers inside are sinking. I'm starting to think if I knew this from somewhere. Yeah, this was totally ripped off by the Titanic movie that came out a few years later. Another downfall is the ship's layout that never changes, so as soon as you memorize where you are, you'll immediately know where to go next. It would have been nice to see the layout randomized, as it would have given way more replay value here. I would say that SOS is a very original game. I like the fact that there are a ton of different objectives and endings that you can get to give you lots of options when playing SOS. Trying to get the best ending for each of the characters can definitely feel like you're running a marathon, but not out of the question. If you're looking for a different experience on the Super Nintendo, I would recommend giving SOS a playthrough. I'm the RetroKingPin, thanks for watching.